Hi folks, Alex here. Welcome back to Ukes with Alex. This is the ukulele channel where we explore the ukulele or ukulele. We talk about the culture, we learn different songs, we learn about different parts of the industry and just try and have some fun along the way. This is kind of a companion channel to the Southern Ukulele Store, and in my time working here at Southern Ukulele Store, I've been asked so many times about my own ukuleles. I mentioned on Patreon that I thought about doing a video on my own ukes, and people seem really receptive to the idea, so here we go. We're going to start with the uke I get asked about the most, which is a Sumi Kobo Tenor. So this is my case for my Sumi. This case obviously didn't start life this way, but these stickers actually all have a story to me, regardless of how silly some of them look. They've come off of various guitar cases that I've gigged over the years and performed with. For example, once upon a time in a past life I supported the band Feeder on tour playing guitar, and I managed to keep my backstage pass and put it on there. And the case itself is just something that has a lot of meaning to me. And I visited Yosemite with my wife, for example, on honeymoon, so all of my favourite stickers have made it onto this case. And yeah, we're going to look today at my Sumi Kobo. So, the story of this Sumi begins at the 2017 NAMM show. Ichi Sumi is a builder who has over 40 years of experience building in Nagano, Japan, which is to say he has more experience building instruments than I do at life, which is fantastic. I'm always up for anybody who knows their craft better than I know how to brush my teeth in the mornings. Sumi Kobo, a builder who began building mandolins. Some of his mandolins built in the late 80s, early 90s have fetched tens of thousands of pounds. Sorry, I should say dollars, because they were sold in dollars. And there is a budding online community for his mandolins and guitars in the West, although up to now he's very rarely had any kind of dealings with dealers in the United States or Europe. So back at the 2017 NAMM show, I met for the first time with my friend Hitomi, who is a distributor for Takumi ukuleles, and the bridge for which many of the Japanese builders find a footing with US dealers. And this ukulele was on the stand, and it was the first ukulele I saw at the show, and it completely ruined the whole show for me, because once I saw this ukulele, everything was being judged against it, and we were lucky enough to be able to reserve it, and I brought this ukulele home with me. Sorry about there's a couple of flies around me. I brought this ukulele home with me in my luggage, which was incredibly stressful because this ukulele is worth kind of several £1,000s, and the case at the time was sparkly and new, which always means that TSA, lots of issues. Either way, I bought this instrument back, and despite it not being my own, I felt just so attached to it. I wrote a blog followed up by an article for Ukulele magazine, and I sold it before I even got home to a very, very loyal customer that's had probably several dozen ukuleles from us. And he said, "Is it as good as you say it is?" And yes, it really was. For whatever reason, my customer couldn't get on with it. He had it for 6 months, and then he contacted us about trading it in, and I very unprofessionally told him off. I just said, you can't trade something like this in. It's a work of art, it's a masterpiece. And he said, "Look, I just prefer soprano concert ukuleles." And so it came back into stock before it even went on the website. Another very loyal customer of mine who collects this kind of thing exactly purchased it, was very, very happy with it. And every now and again I would check in, because for some reason I just had an attachment to this instrument. It was the first ukulele that I brought home from the NAMM show myself, and the ukulele just speaks to me. I mean, if you look at that's 5A koa, so that's, master grade koa with maple bindings, and just the whole thing it's usable art. I love the rosette around the sound hole, and we haven't even talked about the cherry blossom inlays. So there is a story to the inlays. It's cherry blossom falling from the tree. Yeah, I know, I know, you get it. If you're watching this channel, you obviously get why I love this ukulele. And the customer, actually, we had a second one of these arrive and then a third. But they were all slightly different because each Sumi didn't want them all to be the same. So, for example, the next one that came had abalone inlays, and the one after that had mother of pearl inlays, and just very, very different instruments to each other to look at, because thankfully, even with master grade koa, it can just look so different one to the next. Anyway, I went up and visited my customer, who'd become a very good friend, and we looked at them side by side, and we took some pictures of both of his Sumis together, and he said to me, "Look, the option's there. If you want to buy this ukulele, you can." So I did. And a year later, it was a big investment for me. I'd purchased several high-end guitars in the past, but this was the first ukulele I'd ever really put a significant amount of money into. And some people, that's not their bag, and that's fine. But, you know, I don't drive a fancy car, and I don't buy fancy clothes. I just really value musical instruments. And after selling a few of my guitar collection, he was grateful enough to kind of let me have it, and you know, a deal was done. And I ended up with this ukulele, and I think I've played it pretty much every day that I could since. Before I had this ukulele, I would leave the ukulele behind. I would come to work, I would work, the ukulele would be my life at work, and then I would go home, and that would be it. But then I got this, and I went home and I play, and there wouldn't be this channel if I didn't have this ukulele to inspire me every time I get home. Yeah, so this is my Sumi Kobo 5A koa tenor. I'm not going to be showing off things that are this fancy every single time I do this for the channel, but anybody has any questions about it, now's your opportunity. Please do ask me in the comment section. I'm going to give you a sound sample of it now, and yeah, hopefully you agree that this ukulele and I are tied, and we're going to be friends for life. Thanks a lot.